Shoot the helo down! Excellent! I clearly remember upgrading my PC to play Half-Life 2 Episode 1 back in 2006. I remember thinking how great that game looks and how beefy my PC was, for the time. The boffins at Crytek then released the original Crysis in 2007 with its groundbreaking physics and its graphics engine. My PC took one look at the game and then went and wept silently in the corner. Fast forward 18 years and the genius behind the Far Cry VR mod and the lead designer on the epic Half-Life 2 VR mod has struck again with this, Crysis in VR. And if that sends a shiver down your spine, then you are in for a real treat, believe me. I'm going to take you through this incredible VR mod, talk about its good points and bad points, because there are some, and if you stay till the end, I'll do a quick tutorial on how to get the game up and running, plus some settings I use to get it all to run smoothly on my current PC. I will also link both GitHub pages that you will need down in the description below, and don't forget, it is all completely free, but please consider making a donation to the dev. There is a button in the game UI. Thanks. The story. You are Jake Dunn, codename Nomad, an elite US Delta Force operator in possession of a futuristic nanosuit, which turns you into a super soldier. You and your team are tasked with infiltrating the Lingshan Islands, close to the Philippines, to rescue a group of archaeologists and to find out why the forces of North Korea have invaded and annexed the islands. After fighting your way through the jungle to the excavation site, a gigantic megalithic alien structure is revealed. Once you gain access to this structure, you discover its true nature. Nomad then starts a desperate fight to protect the Earth from the alien horde, intent on wiping humanity from the face of the planet. The graphics. 18 years after releasing, Crysis still has the ability to stun you with just how good it looks, especially in its latest iteration in VR. The jungle is lush, your teammates and all enemies look good, even close up. The weapons are beefy with great effects when firing. Water looks great, the draw distance is astonishing, and the first time I shot down an enemy helicopter with a rocket launcher, poof, blew my mind with its scale and violence. Entering the alien structure buried deep within the mountains is stunningly beautiful, creepy, and, well, very alien. All in all, I don't know how a 2007 era PC actually ran the game, and can see why Crysis was the graphics benchmark for so many years. The gameplay. Crysis's raison d'etre is all about the nanosuit and its suite of high-tech features, from its maximum armor mode, speed boost, maximum strength, to the iconic cloaking device. It's such a great feeling to engage the cloak, sneak up to an enemy and fire your gun into his face. Or alternatively, engage super strength and punch someone so hard that they fly off into the distance. The suit gives you so many different ways to approach combat situations, and the open levels encourage experimentation. Go in, all guns blazing with maximum armor engaged, or cloak, find an elevated spot and take enemies out with your sniper rifle or Gauss gun. It's up to you how you approach any given scenario. There are also vehicles in the game, from Humvee-style jeeps, civilian cars and trucks, to thundering tanks and futuristic VTOL aircraft. I will talk about the implementation of these vehicles in VR a bit later. There is a wide variety of guns in the game, from the US SCAR and the North Korean FY-71 AK lookalike, submachine guns, pistols, sniper rifles, Gauss gun, a hilarious, though highly inaccurate minigun, and later on some alien weaponry. They all look good and feel exceptionally nice to wield and fire. Plus, they can be modified on the fly with a simple tap of a button. The audio. Another highlight, with loud, forceful explosions, tense music, good voice acting, background radio chatter, the shouts and screams of your various enemies, and great ambient noises when traversing the jungle and roads of Lingshan Island. One really outstanding audio cue is the very creepy alien sounds of the giant megalith structure. Take your time to listen, and it can be quite unnerving. The VR implementation. At the time of making this video, I was running the version 1.0.2 launcher with the version 6 Crysis executables. Considering that this is an 18-year-old flat screen FPS, the VR implementation is nothing short of astonishing. With full 6 degrees of freedom movement, it's not perfect, however, and I will point out a few flaws in a minute. On loading the game, you are presented with the original game UI, but with additional VR features for you to twiddle with. These features allow you to adjust your controls, weapon angles, haptics with full B-haptics support, comfort options, and miscellaneous. Miscellaneous includes a VR resolution slider to really sharpen up the graphics if your PC can handle it. And yes, even 18 years later, Crysis can still kick your PC's butt. How does it play? Well, very well actually. I especially like the way you change your nanosuit features. Click the right stick on your controller, then just gesture at the feature you want and release a stick. Done. It makes changing modes super slick and easy, especially during the frenetic combat encounters. Weapons can also be modded on the fly, which is also very well implemented. Want a full, stealthy long-range rifle? Attach a silencer and sniper scope. Want to get up close and personal? Attach a laser pointer and reflex sight. It's up to you. Tap B to toggle your grenade types, long press for full auto or single shot, or to switch to your grenade launcher. Reach over your right shoulder and grip to switch between primary weapons. Pistol is in a holster on your hip. Reach with your right hand over your left shoulder for rocket launchers and C4. It's well thought out and very, very intuitive. If you have played Folger's Far Cry or Half-Life 2 VR mods, then you will be familiar with his implementation of VR and how slick everything is. Crysis is no different, but it does have some flaws which I'd like to discuss. You can drive vehicles from a first-person or third-person view. However, the controls are overly sensitive and the aiming of the machine guns on boats, Humvees and trucks is almost unusable. In one extended level called Onslaught, you are in control of a tank. The aiming mechanic was so variable, I had to sit down at my desk and use the mouse to steer and shoot. Otherwise, I would have had to traverse that particular section on foot, and the map was enormous. Also, it can crash occasionally, especially on Onslaught, which I just mentioned. So make use of the quick save button so that you don't lose too much progress. Another problem is with the aim down sight mechanic of the sniper scope, ACOG scope and rocket launcher. It switches to a flat panel when you raise the scope to your eye and can be a bit awkward to control. However, these are small gripes in what is an excellent VR mod that really shines in its combat, glorious visuals and polished controls. Before I show you how to install and play Crysis in VR, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. I'm on my way to 19,000 subs as well, so please subscribe and consider joining my channel membership. Thanks. Setup tutorial. First, you will need a copy of the original Crysis of PC. It will not work with the remastered version, so please bear that in mind. The game is currently unavailable on Steam, but you have two options. I have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and with that, I also get EA Play, which has the OG version of Crysis included with the subscription. The other way is via GOG.com and is currently 75% off at only £3.99 in the UK. I'll put a link in the description down below. Download the game to your PC, but don't try to play it. It won't work. Using the two links in the description down below, you will need to download the VR executable and the Crysis launcher from GitHub. Once downloaded, unzip the files and double-click on the Crysis VR mod file. Windows may try to stop you running the executable, but just click Show More and allow it to open. Click Next, then navigate to where you have Crysis installed. Mine is on my D drive, EA, then the Crysis folder. If you don't point the launcher to the actual Crysis file, it will not work. So that is very important. Now, open the C1 launcher file, bin64, as I'm running Windows 11 64-bit version. Grab these two files, navigate to your Crysis folder, bin64 again, and just drop them in. Windows will ask you if you want to replace the files in the folder, so just click yes. And that is it. Simple, really. I put on my headset, fired up virtual desktop, then long hold on the Crysis launcher till a box appears, release, then click open. Virtual Desktop will open SteamVR for you and the game will start automatically. Now, what settings did I use? The dev recommends that you do not use anti-aliasing, so I had that switched off. I have an RTX 4080 equipped PC with a 12th gen i9 CPU and 32GB of RAM. I played Crysis using Virtual Desktop in SteamVR mode with graphics set to very high, the FPS set to 72 with synchronous space warp enabled and the VR resolution slider at 1.1. With these settings on my PC, I got a steady 72 frames per second with latency sitting around 40 milliseconds. Cranking things up any higher than that made the game very unstable with very high latency and frequent crashes. It is best to tune the game to your specific PC specs, so please be aware of that. The conclusion. January is usually a very slow month for gaming, but not just VR, but gaming in general. But with the release of Arcanage, which I reviewed here, Assetto Corsa Eva and now Crysis VR mod, January has turned out to be a bumper month for PC VR gamers. This is a solid release, as you would expect from the guy behind Far Cry VR and the excellent Half-Life 2 VR mod. It will take you between 10 to 12 hours to complete, and you can get it either free through EA Play or £3.99 from GOG.com, and that is a bargain. But may I please suggest that you do take your time to donate. There's a big button in the UI. It's dead easy, will only take you a minute for what is an amazing VR experience. Thanks. As always though, what do you think? Are you excited to jump into the nano boots of Nomad and kick some alien butt? Or do you find these VR mods to be too much hassle? You know the drill. Get involved and comment down below. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. The algorithm loves the likes. If you loved this content, please subscribe and join my channel membership like these lovely people did. You get custom badges, emojis, and an exclusive members-only channel on my Discord. If you want to watch more content from me, you can click here or here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side.